I'm going to do a couple of dishes today, and I do quite a lot of cooking demos for various other people and other companies, and I've been sort of around the UK and also recently in America doing some cookery for some companies. And I always say that I will only cook for somebody if I firmly believe in that product. You know, I'm not a chef who's going to stand on stage and promote something that I don't 100% believe in. And today I'm going to be using some products from Little Pods Vanilla. Absolutely fantastic product. I'm doing two dishes. One is on the go here already, and I've pre-made it. And it is, and I want you all to taste it after, it's a vanilla beer. And it's superb, and I've got the recipe for it. It's really quick, it's really simple. It's just egg yolks, a little bit of light brown sugar we've used in it, full fat milk, double cream, and the most important ingredient, the vanilla beer. I might even try this one myself later on. I might try it myself. That's for me. And I've been assured, drink it at room temperature. Although I like my beers chilled, it's best drunk at room temperature. And the other dish I'm going to be doing, and unless I get on cooking, I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to be doing a sea bass with scallops, and we're going to do a cauliflower puree that's flavoured again using Little Pod. And I'll have to say this product is available on the Lawson stand. So if anybody wants to try this superb product, and I will sort of pass it around, people can have a little smell of it, try it. It is fantastic. It is. You'll be really amazed by it. It'll blow you away. And like I said, I don't promote something I don't believe in. I'm not a chef who will stand up here. You know, there are chefs on TV, and I'm not going to name people, but there are chefs on TV who will promote something, and maybe they're doing it for the wrong reason. I will only promote something I believe 100% in, and that's why I'm using this today. So the dish we're doing is sea bass, scallops. I know scallops have been done a few times today, but I'm doing them again. Scallops, and we're going to do the cauliflower vanilla puree, a little bit of bok choy, and a little bit of ginger going through. So a little bit orientally. And somebody's going to laugh in a minute because they're going to say bok choy and ginger again. I know everybody does bok choy and ginger, and yeah, I'm on bok choy and ginger today. So the ice cream's churning, and we're going to try and just forget about that for a bit because it is there. It's going to churn. It's going to freeze. It's looking good. It's been on there for about 10 minutes or so. So while we're doing the next dish, that'll churn away. Like I said, all we've done is we've just made up a crème anglaise, which is a custard base, egg yolks, cream, and the recipes for this are available as well. Full fat milk, light brown sugar that just gives it that little bit of depth as well in colour, and also gives it a little bit more caramelly taste. And what we've done, what you really need to do is, if you're making a beer ice cream, is reduce the beer down. What it happens otherwise is, because the beer contains quite a lot of water, you get a lot of ice crystals going through the beer. So what we've done is reduce it down to take that water content off it. If you've got ice cream stabiliser, use a little bit of that in it. But another little trick, if you haven't got ice cream stabiliser, a little bit of milk powder works really well in it. So we put a tablespoon of milk powder into that as well. So anyway, no further ado, I've got my sea bass here. Lovely sea bass. I'll just dispose of that. Fantastic fish, I love it. I think a lot of chefs will probably say it's one of the nicest fish in the kitchen, other maybe than turbot, you know. Turbot's a little bit expensive, as is sea bass, but it is a fantastic fish. Really easy to prep. It's been scaled already because I didn't want to cover the audience in scale, so that's already been done. I've gutted it as well. So literally, down the backbone. What do you think the main thing is for filleting fish? The most important thing is a sharp knife. Without a sharp knife, you're going on an uphill battle straight away. So a sharp knife, straight down the middle till you hit the backbone. Can everybody see that? Once you get to the backbone, just over the backbone, just follow the bones naturally in lovely continuous lines. You don't want to lose any meat. Straight out there. Fantastic. I love sea bass. Really is a great fish. And the other thing I sort of always say that I always have on my menus is scallops. Scallops and sea bass, fantastic combination. Guys, get some more people up here. Where are you all? They're all at the bar, aren't they? Okay, off with that. Same on the other side. Flip them over. Behind the gills. Incision in. Straight down the backbone. Knife in. Just going to follow that down. Just open them slightly. Straight down the backbone. Has anybody done a lot of work with bass out there? No? No? I did the children's tent earlier on, and they were fantastic. I had them making gingerbread men, and I should say gingerbread women as well, because it wasn't just gingerbread men. Equal ops. And I think it's very important to get children involved in cooking as well. So we're going to dispose of that into the bin. We're just going to flip that over. Okay, I'm just going to trim away the fatty underbelly. Any little bones you've got there, just take those out. I think the one thing that puts a lot of people off with fish is the bones, isn't it? You know, nobody wants to sort of like be chewing on fish and then you come across a bone. So make sure you take all those out. Okay, dispose of that. I've got a little pair of tweezers here, so I'm just going to remove the pin bones. So we're going to take those out. The other way to do it, but you lose quite a bit of fish, is just cut in a V either side of the bones, and they'll come out in one strip. So we're just going to take these bones out, work your way down the fish. I was just wondering whether I had any running water here. I haven't, so they come out. There's all those out on that one. Same again on this one. Again, pair of tweezers, work your way down the backbone. People say, what's the most important thing as well, other than your knives in the kitchen? Mise en place. If you're doing a little dinner party at home, try and do as much. Oh, I have got water. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Water behind me. Is mise en place in terms in the kitchen. That means get everything ready. If you're doing a dinner party, you don't want to be running around at the last minute. So we're going to just give those a quick little wash there. And that's sea bass ready to be cooked. I'll just pop those down there for a sec. Right, scallops. We're going to do a little roasted scallop with this. We've got some fantastic scallops here. Really easy to prep as well. Always try and look for fresh, hand-dried scallops. You can find them in the shell. You know they're fresh. We're just going to take the flat side, sharp knife in, if you can find the point of entry there. Sharp knife in, flat side, straight down. And that's as easy as that. A little knife, just take out the scallop, or even a spoon if you've got it. Just take out the scallop, just dispose of that. Same again on the second one. Flat side, knife in. Keep your knife up against the flat side, straight down, and there's a mussel at the bottom. Once you hit that mussel, it will release the shell will open, and you've got a lovely scallop inside. And just take that scallop out. I'm going to use my small knife for this. So that just comes out into a bowl. We're going to give those a little wash and clean those up. How easy was that? Okay. So our scallops. We've got our scallops. I don't use the roes. A lot of people may use the roes. I don't use the roes. So, but you can use them in other. If you dry them out, technical terms for it in the kitchen. If you dehydrate them, grind them down to a powder, you can use them for powder to go onto a dish. Remove the sinew here. I'm just going to give them a little wash as well. Same on this one. Take off the coral. Give them a clean. We're going to give those a little wash. And we'll pop those down there with our sea bass. They're ready to go. Right, we said we're going to serve this. Some little new potatoes, some asparagus. I thought somebody was calling my name. Anybody got any questions? We all happy so far? We're all quiet out there today. No questions? All enjoying your lunch. I'll check my ice cream. That's looking good. You're all waiting for ice cream, aren't you? Okay, so we swap that boards over. Get rid of that bowl. Pop that over there. Okay, so we're going to serve this, like I said. Some little new potatoes, some potatoes, we're going to turn those. I've got some hazelnuts I'm going to serve with it, just for texture. So, new potatoes, sorry, not new potatoes, but little potatoes we're going to turn. Again, just really for presentation. So we're just going to turn those around nicely, so we've got a nice shape to them. Just cook those in a little bit of water, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to finish them in a little bit of butter. Like I said, this dish is made possible today using... well spotted. Could have had an accident then, couldn't we? That's what you get for packing everything up in the boot of your car. So we're going to be using the little pod vanilla paste to go with this. This gives a lovely flavour. It works really well with the scallops. really well with the bass. It's almost got an orientally feel to it, which goes well with the ginger. So in with our potatoes. People always say to me, what do you hope to achieve from doing a food festival? And I always say, if somebody goes away today and says, I've learnt one little bit of information, then I'm happy. I've achieved what I want to come out and do today. And that is to educate people into, one, local produce. You know, we have some fantastic produce here on our doorstep. You know, I quite often travel the breadth of the UK, and especially in London. You can go to London and you can find all sorts of Southwest produce on their menus, which sort of cries out that we do have the best produce here on our doorstep. We're surrounded by fantastic oceans. We've got superb fish. We've got Dartmoor and Exmoor. We've got superb beef. One of my jobs when I moved up from Cornwall up to Devon was to source local produce, and we found ourselves a fantastic local farm on the doorsteps of Sawton Sands, just in a little village where I live actually, Combe Martin. And we source all our beef straight off the rolling moors of Exmoor, and it's hung for 28 days, and it has an absolutely fantastic flavour. So we're just turning these down, just really for presentation. And we're just going to bring those to boil. A little bit of salt. I'm putting salt in there. People say about salt, cutting back on salt, but it is a chefy thing. I don't get, you know, you don't go out to eat a meal and watch what you eat. You only eat occasionally. It's a treat, isn't it, at the end of the day? Why watch what you eat? You watch what you eat at home. If you're going out and the chef's treating you, then, you know, I use a lot of butter in my cooking, I'm unfortunately. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but I do. Right, in here we've got our cauliflower puree. I've already made that, purely because I didn't want the noise of the liquidizer going, drowning everything out. So what we've done here is we've cut the cauliflower down in a little bit of milk. We're just warming up in the bag, and we've flavoured it with this fantastic, superb Little Pods vanilla paste. The vanilla works really well with the cauliflower. It also works really well with celeriac. If you get hold of celeriac, it works really well. It just gives it almost like an orientally sweet flavour that goes... I'm going to pull that off the heat, actually, because that's getting quite warm. And it goes really well with the scallops. So the hazelnuts are going to add a little bit of crunch to the dish. What we've done with the hazelnuts as well is we've roasted them and we've skinned them. Again, it's one of those chefy things. There's nothing worse than, say, eating walnuts, hazelnuts, and you've got the skin in your mouth. So just take a little bit of extra time, pop them through the oven on a low heat, about 120 degrees, about 20 minutes, and you come out and just rub them together, and all the skins will come off the hazelnuts, and you'll have fantastic roasted hazelnuts. So that's just going to add a little bit of crunch to the dish. I've got some... I'm going to pop that over there. That's to go with the ice cream. We've got some chocolate cookie crumbs that just work really well with the vanilla beer. We're going to make our sauce. We're just going to do a little vanilla sauce as well. So we're going to do a little bit of fish stock, some mushrooms, a shallot. I know Michael was talking earlier on about shallots and onions being very different, and yes, they are. Shallots give a sauce much more of a sweeter flavour as well, not quite so harsh as an onion. So we just want to just gently chop these. I'm just looking for pans. If we've got another pan, I've got another pan there. Still no questions? You're still all very quiet out there? Everybody's quiet. I spoke earlier on about knives being important as well. I'm quite lucky, and I'm going to promote him. I don't think he's here today, but Robert Welsh. If you see some Robert Welsh knives, they're absolutely fantastic. I think you need to be comfortable with your knives. I mean, there's a lot of knives out there that chefs can pay a lot of money for. You know, there's a lot of Japanese knives out there, and I'm not going to say any brands because I'm not here to have a go at other people, but you can spend a lot of money on a knife. That's great if you're comfortable with that knife. I used to have a knife that I used everything, and the chef left it to me once when he went to join the police, believe it or not, and he said to me, "What do you want?" He'd been with me for about 10 years. And he left and he went to join the police, and he gave me this knife, and I used it for everything. And it was a £5 knife. I think it was from the Plymouth Chinese Centre. And I used it for everything, and it was fantastic. And I've just recently sort of started working now with Robert Welsh, and he does these absolutely superb knives. So I think it's really important that you work with a knife that you feel comfortable with as well. Invest in a good set of knives, keep them sharp, and you're halfway there, aren't you, really? It's fantastic. So we're going to get a little bit of butter into that. And then we're just going to sweat off our mushrooms, a little bit of shallot in there, and then we've got a little bit of fish stock that we're going to reduce down. So a little bit of butter into the pan. Just get that on, a little bit of heat. See, you know where I always go wrong? I don't bring a commie with me. That's my problem. Commie's that little guy who's always running around behind the chef. I should have had him here today, but he's not here. How does that work? Are we on? Can we see any flames there? Yeah. Can we see a flame there? Yeah. Okay, in with our mushrooms. Shallots, I know Michael spoke earlier on about shallots. Fantastic flavour, far superior than an onion. Give it that lovely sweet flavour as well. Again, finely chopped. Any questions, anybody? You're all very quiet. I haven't, personally, I've not used them. They look very good. Are they expensive? Don't know. I can't answer that one because I've never used a ceramic knife. Yeah, I mean, they look quite trendy. I don't know. Is it just a trendy thing? I honestly don't know. Sorry. Did anybody else answer that one? Oh. Okay, in with our shallots. They always look like they're going to break to me. Certainly wouldn't be any good for chopping your fish up with the. Right, is that on? Is it? I can't. Is it?
Yeah.
We'll go on that one. Is that one on? Yeah. I can't see in this light.
I know.
It's terrible, isn't it? It is on. I'll take your word for that. If I'm still here in 2 hours' time waiting for it to cook, I'll blame you. Yeah. Oh, they're making liquid and... I won't say that because I'll lose all my audience. So anyway, we've got our shallots in there. We've got our mushrooms in there. Our new potatoes there cooking away. A little bit of asparagus we're going to serve with this as well. And I forgot my peeler, so I can't peel these down. I'll just... Good chat. You're my commies today. So just going to peel those down, pop those in there. I love asparagus. Again, it's one of those fantastic products that we get here down in the southwest. We're lucky on the steps of Broughton Sands. We've got a little farm where all our asparagus comes from. You like asparagus? I haven't got my peeler, so I'm just using a knife just to take the edges off. I'll check my ice cream. Ice cream's looking good. Okay, I think that's enough. We're going to pop that down there. That's sweating down nicely again. A little bit of fish stock. So we've got a bit of fish stock made here, just made from the bones of brill. Flatfish, very really good for it. Brill, turbot if you're using turbot. I'm just going to give that a little shake. The sediment's gone to the bottom. Okay, so in there with our fish stock. Just a little bit of fish stock. We don't want this to be a heavy sauce either. We're going to finish it with a bit of vanilla at the end, so we just want it to be quite light. So a bit of fish stock into that. Superb. I'll chop a little bit of ginger ready for our pak choy. You like everything. He's all right. This one's all right to please. So, you don't like ginger? No? So we're only going to put a little bit of ginger in then, because you don't like ginger. So just a little bit of ginger. Again, finely chopped. Yeah, very good. Goes really well. Ginger and coriander ice cream. Is that one you make or you buy? You make. You a chef? No. I was doing the food fun tent earlier on, and it was so great to see how many children loved cooking and were involved in cooking and did a lot of cooking at home. And the one thing that gave me a lot of pleasure, I was saying about 10 minutes ago, the one thing I really enjoy is one person goes away with a little bit of information. And I was over in the Foodies Fun tent, and I was chatting away, and I said, last year I came and I did pasta, and the one little girl put her hand up and said, yes, I know. I said, how do you know? She said, I was here and I went home and made pasta. So to me, that's great. You know, that's half the job done, is somebody listens to you, goes home and do it. And when it's the children as well, you know, and I think it's important that we get all the children involved in cooking as well. Yeah, I was quite lucky. My mum was born in Austria, and we did a lot of, well, I did a lot of cooking at home when I was young. And people say, how did you get involved in it? And a lot of people say, oh yeah, it was my parents. And I can honestly say mine was my mother. Being Austrian, she introduced me quite early age to sort of cooking. We went off to Austria, visited all the great Viennese pastry shops, and I was doing by the time I was 16, I was cooking in a big pastry chef doing 200 covers a day. So it was great. So I think it's really important that we do get kids involved at a very early age. Right, this is hot, so I'm going to transfer this into a bottle. That's reducing down. I'm just going to crank the, it says crank the heat up on it, but I'm not sure. Is that on still? Yeah? There's going to be a lot of heat in it. I'm just going to take the end off that. That is fantastic. That is cauliflower vanilla puree. So that's hot. I'm just going to keep that warm on the side there. That'll stay warm there. Let's get this pan on, ready for our fish. This one there? That one's on. Let's get our asparagus out. We want a little bowl, and we'll pop it in there. A little bit of water to refresh it. In the kitchen, what we would have is great big bowls of ice water, just to refresh, just to stop the cooking process. And then they're quite done, so we'll leave those in there a bit longer. Get rid of that. Little knob of butter again into there. That's going to be ready for our pak choy. And we'll get this one on, and we'll get our sea bass going in there. I'm just going to turn them all on. Let's get the whole lot on. On. Superb. Superb. A little bit of oil. We've got a bit of oil behind me. A little bit of olive oil. Just swap those two over. Another important thing is there's no point in you spent a lot of time, you're making a great meal at home, you're doing a little dinner party, is to pull out a horrible plate or you serve it on something, you know, that has cost you £2 from down the car boot sale. Try and invest in some good crockery. There's no point in spending a lot of time in the kitchen, creating lovely meals and then serving it on substandard crockery. So try and make sure you buy some lovely crockery. It's lots of little things. When you're cooking, it's not just about the flavours, is it? You know, you see something before you eat it. You smell something, you see it. There's a lot of different things going on and working away in your head, so you've got to take all that into consideration. So I'm going to use that plate because I like that plate, so we'll use that one to dress on. This is a lovely plate, and it's going to do justice to our dish. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, now what's that getting? It's on, but it's not hot. Right, let's get our bok choy in there, a little bit of ginger going in there. Bok choy, Oriental cabbage family. It's lovely, sweet, aromatic. We just want a few leaves out the middle. I like the smaller leaves, so I'm just going to take some of the smaller leaves out the middle. Not many people eat these? Yeah, they do. They love it. Into our pan. Just toss those around, a little bit of salt in that. Okay, I think that's getting hot enough for our bass, so let's get our bass on the go. I'm going to just portion this one up over here. Just take the ends off. I'm going to do 2 portions. I'll leave those little tail ends. Again, we've taken the pin bones out of that. Pop those down there. And just score them slightly. Only through the... Yeah, if I'd use those. We would use those, but that would be another portion. I haven't got enough room in my pan to do, but that would be another portion. Or you could do another dish, maybe a little starter dish. Nothing ever goes to waste in a kitchen. So we're just going to score those into our pan. Just hold them down just for a second. This bok choy is not going to take long. I'm just going to put another little knob of butter into that. Just pop that on there. Okay, our asparagus. I'm just going to trim the ends of that, just so they're all evenly sized. And that will toss through with our new potatoes at the last minute. Scallops. Scallops take seconds to cook, so we can do those at the last minute. I'm just going to clean them up slightly. I love scallops, absolutely fantastic. Okay. Again, we're going to finish the bass just with a little bit of lemon right at the end as well. I'm just waiting for this to come down. That's definitely on, is it? Well, there's going to be a lot happening to it. Right, I'm going to put a bit of cream in it now then. Just a drop of cream. I don't want too much in there. I want it to be quite a light sauce. That's never hot, is it? Is it? Right. Let's just flip this bass. So you need a good pan, innit? It's slightly stuck there. We'll leave it there for a second longer. Okay, new potatoes. I keep saying new potatoes, they're not new potatoes, but they should have been new potatoes, but I forgot my new potatoes. So the dish should have been new potatoes. It's on there, but it's sticking a bit. I'm going to swap those two over because I think there's a bit more heat there. A little bit more heat. Okay, so we're looking good. We're going to drain these potatoes off. Let's just drain those over there. We're going to get a knob of butter into the pan. Asparagus in there as well. Heat the two up together. Yeah, don't buy these ones. When you're cooking fish, you need a bigger pan, you need a non-stick pan. This is not non-stick and it's not a big pan, so probably one piece of fish in there would have been enough. That's boiling now, it's better. So yeah, I mean, invest in good pans. A pan, they say, should last you a lifetime, but I've never had a pan that's lasted me a lifetime, and they have lifetime guarantees on them, but I've never come across one that's lasted a lifetime. Certainly in an industrial kitchen, the amount of wear they get put through, you know, look for good non-stick, heavy duty, solid bottom. Solid bottom, sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? But solid bottom pan. Again, some pans can be really heavy. I sort of bought some pans once and my wife gave me real grief for it. I said, what's the matter with those? She said, they're too heavy. So something that is comfortable for everybody to use at home. I think that's the moral of the story. So that's boiling away nicely. That, we're going to just season up slightly. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Bok choy's ready. So I need one more pan to do my... Actually, I should have used a pan down here. There's a good, lovely frying pan down there. Why didn't I use that? And I'm going to use it for my scallops. Although it's quite... Look at that. That's what I should have used. I always bring my own stuff, and I sometimes think, why? There's plenty of stuff there. They supply it all. I've got to carry it all back to the car then as well. A little bit of oil. Let's get that hot. I want to talk a little bit more as well about these products. These are fun. You know what? That is looking really good. Your ice cream's looking good there, girls. This product is fantastic. You know what? Has anybody got a bottle opener on them? No, I can't do that with my teeth. I've chucked my bottle opener around. Look, there we go. And I'm going to tell you how good this beer really is. Oh, look at that. That's a good. Now that's a good sign, isn't it? That's like champagne. That is a fantastic beer. Liz will vouch for me, won't you? You tried it? Have you tried it? You've not tried it? You want to try a little bit?
I'll try a little bit in a cup. I'm not drinking it.
That's a man's thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me how good that is, Liz.
That's really nice.
It is, isn't it? It's
Very nice.
down here. We have the little pod people. Sounds like a little program, doesn't it? your beer is absolutely fantastic. It is superb. It is available from Lawson's, isn't it? On the, the beer. Oh, the beer. Ah,
We
so.
haven't got a license for beer.
Oh dear. Right,
Yeah.
the vanilla's on the stand over there.
Yeah, yeah.
The vanilla's fantastic. The beer's fantastic. It's a fantastic product. Please pop along to the Lawson stands if you're interested in some vanilla and have a chat to them about it and maybe purchase some. It is a superb product. As a chef, sometimes it's... Whoa, everything's falling over, isn't it? As a chef, I always look for a consistent product, and the vanilla paste delivers every single time. It's just as good as buying, vanilla pods, scraping, but you've got it there, it's convenient. I'm thinking, is that hot? No, I don't want to go yet. I'm waiting for it to get hot. We're going to start dressing anyway. I'm going to start dressing. Whoa, wait, yeah, whoa. What was that, eh? Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Right, good job I bought 2 plates, isn't it? Good job I bought 2 plates. That looked quite rude, didn't it? No, I won't need a third. That's what I'll do.
So he says.
Oh. There we go. That is absolute. The vanilla has just really come through on that. It is superb. So we're just going to do a little swipe of that. Going to take one of these pieces of sea bass. Scallops at the last minute, so we'll pop our scallops in there. And they just literally take 1 minute, flip them over, another 30 seconds, squeeze the lemon juice, off we go. Okay. I've got a lovely pak choy. Going to put a little bit in there, a little bit of ginger going through that. Just a couple of potatoes. Again, it's about balancing a dish. So you just want to get the balance of the dish right as well. So a couple of new potatoes in there. Got a couple of little bits of asparagus going in there. I'm just going to finish the sauce right at the last second with a touch of the vanilla paste as well. Again, this is an absolute... It's all right, it's not very hot anyway, is it? This is absolutely fantastic. So just a little squeeze of that in there. I'm just going to turn these. That was a minute either side. Little squeeze. Give that a little swirl. Again, I've got these lovely hazelnuts. I'm going to give them a little crush, I think. Just a little crush. Yeah, but I like the texture. So what we want is a bit of texture in that. Okay, we're going to give that edge a little wipe. Scallops, a little squeeze of lemon juice. Last second. Touch salt. What a nice little trick would have been is to have a little bit of vanilla butter as well. Take a little bit of the vanilla paste over here now. Make a little bit of butter with it. Last minute, nappe that over your scallops as well. So we're just going to put a couple of little scallops into that. We'll cut this one down. Okay, a little bit of watercress. I thought there was something flying over my head then. A little bit of watercress. And then we're just going to do a little drizzle of the sauce. What I would do is pass that off. I haven't got... So I can smell that vanilla in there as well. It's absolutely fantastic. Really is good. I better turn these off before I do set something up in flames. So let's turn all that. So there we've got our sea bass. We've got our pak choy and ginger. We've got our crushed hazelnuts. We've got potatoes, a little bit of asparagus in there. But the main thing that really brings this dish together, I think, is the cauliflower and vanilla puree. The vanilla works really well with the sea bass, works really well with the scallops. So we've put a little bit through the cauliflower puree, a little swipe of that across the plate. But just to enhance the dish, right at the last minute, put a tiny bit of the vanilla paste. There he goes, over to the side. Tiny bit of the vanilla paste through your sauce as well. And you've got a really, really great dish. So always remember, vanilla is not just for savoury cooking. Vanilla is a really, really important ingredient in the kitchen. in the chef's arsenal, it's really good. I don't mean Arsenal Football Club. I can see a Plymouth shirt there. Oh, what are you wearing a Plymouth shirt for? Crazy people, eh? A fantastic product, really is great. Check it out on the Lawson stand. But the other thing we've got as well, and right now, you know, I timed that really well, is this fantastic vanilla beer ice cream. That's been churning for, how long have I been on stage? 25 minutes? Has it? Well, I better start talking for another 20 minutes then. I've not got another 20 minutes yet, haven't I? Oh, right. I can say I better start talking for another 20 minutes. It's been churning for about 25 minutes, I reckon, because I churned it a little bit around the back as well. Please try this. This is absolutely fantastic. It's made possible. Oh, you're there with your spoon already. It's made possible using this beer. What I was going to do, and I really forgot about it, I was going to reduce a little bit of this down at the last minute and just churn it through at the last minute, which would give it real more depth of flavour as well. But I think there's quite, in fact, you know what? Before you get in there, I better try it myself. And Liz, do you want to? That's creamy, it's vanilla-y. It's got that little hoppy, bitter taste to it at the end, which is the beer that comes through.
It's like a toffee-ish.
Yeah, it's obviously,
Lovely.
beer is, you know, once it's reduced down as well, it becomes quite caramel. Oh, I don't know if you can have it, you. But it takes on that lovely depth of flavour. It's a fantastic product. Don't just drink beer, you can cook with it as well, I guess, at the end of the day. That's the motto. So, like I said, any questions about Little Pod Vanilla? See Liz on the stand. Thank you very much for coming along today. If anybody wants some ice cream, I've got some chocolate almond. I say there's almonds in there as well, so anybody's got a nut allergy, it's chocolate almond cookie crumbs that go really well with the vanilla beer. I was about to say ginger beer then, with the vanilla beer as well. It just sort of complements it. So we can do up a couple of cups and send it round, and please hang on and try it and let Liz know what you think about it. Thank you very much for coming along, and enjoy the rest of the show. It's been great having you here, and it's a great celebration of everything about Devon, you know, local produce, and that's what it's all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Des.